frankly, I was really discouraged because like Lewis said, I don't have a following. But regardless, I did because she said that I deserve to have my voice heard. And I really did. So for you to be mad and be like, "Oh, I can't believe someone from that long ago is still upset." I only recently, back in March, I refound what you did to me. It's almost like people who are victims of what you did to me, grooming, only find out and really understand what happened to them years after the fact. It's common sense, I fear, and for some reason, it's not clocking to you that it's like a normal thing to do. Like, I'm literally. This is why I said this is my last time talking about this community. This is my last time commentating on this community because there's no logic or rhyme or reason behind what they do or what they say. Like, it's just they're mad that I'm attacking their little Sonic impersonator person. And considering the fact that a good percentage of these people are grown adults, this is just very just I'm gonna say it. It's just
I wonder how many of them know Jax is a LARPer and isn't actually into Sonic.
Oh, we'll get into that later.
Literally,
Don't you worry.
Genuinely just LARPing, trifling adults, bro. Like, I'm so exhausted. You are this mad. This is what my friend told me. If my video,
Anthony, they don't know that. They didn't know that.
If my video alone and me coming out about a past experience from 6 years ago, like he said, 6 years ago, that long ago, if that was enough to ruffle a bunch of feathers in your already like crumbling community, then your community wasn't strong to begin with. You guys are literally just holding on to an already broken community.
We can't say much of that on my live stream, otherwise we're gonna get banned. I know it's funny as fuck, but we can't.
In due time, Diara. In due time.
But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is like if my video was enough to have like 500 people leave your server and ruffle that many feathers in your community, then your community wasn't that strong to begin with.
Damn. Well said.
Just saying.
And don't you worry, guys. We'll get into like what Anthony has to say after we finish the rest of this video of yours. All right, we're gonna get back into this.
Sorry, I had to rant.
No, it's
completely about me. Even though these grown adults are making a 120-page document about a minor, I'm not allowed to see it.
Do you want us to kind of like? Do you have something else you want to talk about right now? Or
TSU and TDG have collaborated.
I did want to say one.
The videos, the screen's black.
So to suggest the idea that they formed an unbiased opinion on a person they're actively working with and are benefiting from would be an insult to all of our intelligence. But at the end of the day, if they're just spreading it in their already delusional ass echo chamber, you know what? Have at it. But hey, at the end of the day, not my community, not my problem. If you all wish to continue to stick by the side of a blatantly problematic person, feel free to do so, especially when it comes down to the grown, genuinely pushing 30 adults that are just willfully ignorant when it comes down to this. I fear there's no way to explain and inform you guys on the truth. All I'll say is that when Jackson inevitably does something to mess you guys over, which based on his repeated behavior, it's more than likely to happen, please don't act surprised, as multiple people tried warning you all. Now that I got that off my chest, I want to talk about the future, mainly the future regarding my channel. Amidst all the support I was getting for my video, a multitude of you guys let me know that you all really liked my editing and video style. That being said, I think I might try to start my own YouTube journey. Frankly, I've always sort of enjoyed editing, and the idea of making videos with my friends and sharing them with you all sounds like a fun idea. That being said, it most likely won't be anything consistent or something put to a schedule, more so just something fun I'll do every once in a while when I have time. In fact, I actually have a video in the works right now.
Okay, you can leave the doors open. You can leave them open. I'm gonna stand out here if y'all don't mind.
Oh my god, I can't see nothing.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Why you overly playing in the ghost face? Watch when we try to leave, it's gonna close the door on us again. Okay, get the closet, Leave the door open.
Why did y'all not leave the? Why
dead
y'all
now.
close it?
Kid.
Well, grab the camera and take a picture of my dead body for extra money.
Kid, you're fired.
So, yeah, if you're into this type of style, feel free to stick around and watch. The more we grow, the more I'll do. And eventually, I'll get into streaming and even make a Discord server. So, yeah, that's my plan for the future. This will hopefully be my very last video regarding Jackson and Team Dark Gaming in general. As frankly, I don't want to waste any more of my time or energy on this community. 2020 was my first ever experience with Discord, and frankly, it's probably the craziest and I'd say the worst intro to an app and community I've ever had. However, I'm still here, and from now on, I'm gonna make my experiences on Discord and the internet in general enjoyable ones. And frankly, I don't care much about bringing this man into my adult life when he's already been in it for the last 6.
Damn.
Yeah, no thank you.
Alrighty.
Good for you, guys.
You know, I did. I have like a tiny intro. Wait, I have a tiny intro. A tiny.
Oh,
I mean, a
but-
tiny outro. A tiny outro.
My bad.
Overall, I want to thank every single one of you guys that have supported me in my journey up to this point and have stuck by my side throughout the entire thing. Truly, it means a lot to me, and I hope to see you all stick around for my YouTube journey as well. You're all awesome, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day.
You know, I did that though.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. I really do believe that you have a great future in YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, you've got a lot of potential. Gotcha.
Yep.
I like I said, I definitely will try to do some videos. Like the one the tiny clip that I put in there, I'm gonna be editing that when I have the time. And yeah, you know, it seems fun. And considering that you guys actually like my editing style, I mean, why not? I don't know. Sorry.
Alrighty. Now,
I like the music
turn.
choice too.
yeah.
Yes, bro. The final song, I got it from Kanito Pet. I love that game.
Big fan of Undertale. Big fan of I'm Not Human.
Yes.
Alright, we're gonna put the chat up
Game.
here.
We're goated.
Right
We're goated.
here. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna go into the segment where, obviously, what you all been waiting for and stuff, and I highly suggest you guys share the live or whatever, because it's like, because I know that Anthony does not want to like continue on speaking about this, especially after this live stream and everything. I know
Yes.
that.
This will be my final time addressing all of this.
And yeah, without further ado, and please without any interruption to what he has to say, we're gonna hear him out. All right, you can go, buddy. Get him. Sorry.
Okay. So, everyone, this has been eating me alive these past 4 months, and I've put together something to follow because this is really the first time that I have felt that I was able to get all of this out. So, without further ado, I'm going to read you this that I prepared. Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony, formerly Sonic over at Team Sonic Gaming, now known as Team Dark Gaming. Today, I'd like to speak my piece on how I'd felt during my time at TSG and the things that I have come to realize about mine and Jax's partnership in the time that I have been away. This is the final time I will be addressing anything related to Team Sonic Gaming, as I have been working very hard for the past 4 months to rebuild the life around me, better myself as a person, and find my closure on this situation, as it has affected me and a lot of people very deeply. My selfish, self-destructive actions that contributed to the fallout of TSG were a clear breach of the boundary and trust, not just between fan and creator, but between the trust that my partner has put in me in our relationship. And from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to apologize to everyone I have hurt with my behavior and for being so complicit with Jax's behavior for the long time that I was. Jax and I had met in March of 2023, as we were both featured on a video uploaded by our mutual friend at the time, Gamer Goku. During this recording, I initially got a weird feeling from Jax, and I really thought he didn't like me at first when we met. After some time, Jax and I spoke about it, and he reassured me that this wasn't the case. A little bit after this conversation, Jax and I slowly began to become friends, and eventually we recorded a video together for his Veggies channel, featuring a video where he was Vegeta and I was Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Five Nights at Freddy's. This was the beginning of us finding our chemistry and synergy together as content creators and voice actors. As our friendship grew, I had brought Sonic up multiple times, as it's a huge part of me, and I wanted to introduce my new friend to something that I absolutely adore. We began to appear more frequently in Gamer Goku's videos as our respective Dragon Ball characters, but in episode 5 of his Minecraft SMP, uploaded in January of 2024, we appeared together as Sonic and Shadow for the first time. In October of 2024, Jax and myself came up with the idea to create a character channel based around Sonic and Shadow, and from there we uploaded our first video on TSG, Shadow Discovers Sonic Adventure 2, on October 18th, 2024. Though at the time, Jax wasn't really into Sonic, I thought he had a good Shadow voice, and I gave him a lot of game recommendations as sort of like a field study. That way he could understand Shadow's character a little bit better and to, help him improve his performance. I was through the roof to let Jax into my world and bring him into a community that I absolutely adore. As the channel began to grow, Jax and I began to discuss future content and create a roadmap. Me, not being very savvy in the world of YouTube and content creation as a whole, let Jax take the helm in the next steps to grow our channel, which I was very grateful for. As the months went on, our videos and TSG as a whole really began to grow at an exponential rate. Our team was getting bigger, and our hard work paid off as we were monetized in April of 2025. Back in February 2025, I was still working full-time at the airport as a maintenance mechanic, and Jax had approached me one day to ask me if he could quit his day job and run the channel full-time. In hindsight, this was my first mistake. While his efforts did provide us with substantial growth, I began to slowly notice him change into a more money-driven, cutthroat channel manager. It was at this point I began to feel like I was being treated more like a talent or an employee to the channel, rather than a co-owner. I was really happy to welcome new members to the TSG team, but at the end of the day, I felt like they were there more for Jax solely than him and I as partners. With the introduction of new team members, I slowly began to feel powerless in the very channel I was a co-owner of. I can recall a time that I reached out to Starfangs about an issue that I had with Jax's behavior. While the details of what I spoke to him about are very foggy to me, as this was a little bit ago, one thing I can remember is that I explicitly asked Starfangs not to tell Jax about our conversation. I was not coming to him as a coworker, but as a friend who needed to speak his mind, and Starfangs told Jack what I had spoken about with him, and I was ambushed by Jax about it later on. It was at this moment that I had felt that I was able to trust no one on the TSG team to talk about any qualms I had with Jax and his behavior. After this had transpired, I would often avoid VCs with Jax and the rest of the team solely for the fact that I felt I was being pushed out. The channel's content at the time had become very shadow-centric, and to the rest of the team, Jax's word was bond. Almost any ideas I had for the channel were often undermined or otherwise totally ignored. But whenever Jax had an idea, it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. With these new additions to the team, I was left in the dark about a lot of things pertaining to the channel. Whenever Jax would coordinate collabs with other channels, he would never bring me with him, favoring Starfangs over myself. At the time, I thought nothing of this and was very appreciative for the extra help, but looking back on it during these past 4 months, it's very clear that Jax did not see me as an equal in this venture, but as someone below him. I should have been more involved with this, because I was unaware of the things he was doing behind the scenes. I recall a time I was pulled into a VC one day by a group of former fans who had informed me Jax had spoken very inappropriately to a minor, simply for the simple fact that the minor wanted Jax to stop using their art on his profile. I was shown a video recording of the entire conversation, and the way Jax spoke to this child brought them to tears, to the point where they had to put their mother on the microphone to talk to Jax about the entire situation. It was one thing to hear Jax speak to adults in this manner, but to actively hear a child a fan, break down because of his lack of boundaries, empathy, and remorse broke my heart. Between this, ignoring fan concerns about problematic individuals he'd collaborated with, amongst many other things, it's very clear that I should have been more involved with the operation of this channel, and for that, I apologize deeply. Next, I'd like to talk about Jax's jealousy and how he'd constantly try to knock me down. As some of you guys know, I was very active in the TSG server when I could be. I had absolutely adored mingling amongst the community and making people laugh, which I would do often by sending voice notes of myself doing voice impressions of Sonic, Shadow, and several other voices in my repertoire. One thing I began to notice, though, is whenever I would do a Shadow voice, it would bother Jax tremendously. He'd reply to my voice notes saying things along the lines of, stealing my thunder is Shadow. There's also times where I'd be in a VC with members of the community, just chatting, having a good time, and it's something I would do often while waiting for Jax to be ready to record. And whenever he'd come to get me in the VC to let me know he was ready, he'd come off kind of cold and sometimes say things like, "Hey loser, let's go," actively beating on me in front of several people. In the multiple instances it has happened, it was both embarrassing and in a way dehumanizing. I'd gotten to a point where whenever he would join the VC, I felt that I had to shut down due to the shift in energy, not just in the TSG server, but in chats with the team as well. It always felt like Jax held some kind of weight over my head and would spit on me at any chance that he got. He'd also express he'd also expressed to me his annoyance in getting messages during his solo live streams from fans asking, "Where's Sonic?" and things of that nature, just asking where I was and how I was doing. Now, I'd like to talk about the atmosphere that was present when both our original characters, Gogo and his character Raiju, were present in the server. I began to share my character with the community, as Gogo is a tremendous part of me, a character that I've had since I was 12 years old and have poured a lot of heart into, and the community's feedback was overwhelmingly positive. I was just happy to share the light that my character has brought me over the years with others in hopes that they were able to feel the same happiness or something very close to it, if not. I'd even bring Gogo in on live streams sometimes, but the only time I was able to do so was during my solo streams, because Jax did not like Gogo and would bash him behind my back to other people. From what I've heard, he's called my character stupid, basic, among other things, and even questioned why he was so beloved by the community. Eventually, Jax had created his character Raiju. Just to preface, I'd like to clarify that I had no issue whatsoever with Jax creating his character and seemingly getting more into the franchise. It made me really happy to see that, and I was looking forward to potential crossovers between our two dudes, but he just didn't really get on the ball with it. He just wasn't for it. But somewhere down the line, something changed. He'd bash Gogo at any chance he got, and effectively made me not want to talk about Gogo around him anymore. I feel that Jax's jealousy spread to several areas of our YouTube partnership, but these instances in particular are the ones that I can remember fully as they felt the most personal to me. Now I would like to talk about the end of TSG and my departure. Before I begin this segment, I would just like to clarify that I was not removed or kicked out of TSG by Jax and the team. I left the channel on my own volition to take accountability for my unacceptable behavior, rebuild my life, and most importantly, do my best to repair the damage in my relationship. After telling Jax and the team what I'd done, I told Jax over the phone that I needed to leave TSG so I could focus on my life outside of the internet. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. But after this, pardon me, it was during this conversation, my apologies, it was during this conversation that I realized that Jax had never valued our friendship, despite how much he said he did, due to what he said to me after telling him that I needed to step back. Now, I understood his frustrations with me at the time. Cheating is a horrible thing, and in this situation, I made the worst mistake of my life, which had caused a massive headache for him and the team. But for a friend who swore up and down that he valued me as a friend, business partner, and even a brother, I did not expect the words that came out of his mouth next. He said to me, "So you're leaving me." When he said this to me, it was very apparent that he had no consideration for my feelings. It felt cold. He didn't care about me, only the survivability of the channel and how to move forward, with or without me. When I told him I'd like to make a statement to say my piece, take accountability for cheating on my partner, he agreed. However, I was not allowed to post it just yet, as he and a few others that remained in the TSG team were preparing a statement to follow up mine with. Mistakenly, I agreed to this. Jax made me rewrite my statement 4 times so that he would be able to craft a response with the team that would be sent immediately after my statement was dropped, putting me at the forefront of all the tension, throwing me under the bus to take the light off of his unacceptable behavior and have me to be his scapegoat. When I was informed of his and the team's response, it felt like a tremendous blow to the gut. And when it was stated in their response that they were going to start the search for a new Sonic, I couldn't help but feel like this was Jax's ultimate goal from the start. I was never a friend or a valued partner, just a stepping stone on his bastardized path to success. After my statement dropped, I left the Team Sonic Gaming server and began the process to delete my Discord so I may step away and begin to pick up the fallen pieces of my life. These last 4 months have been a period of deconstruction, self-reflection, and an unrelenting crusade of self-betterment. I am proud and extremely grateful to say that my partner and I have been able to work through this difficult period of our relationship and are now engaged as of the end of March to be married by sometime next year. I've been running like a madman, bouncing from job to job, trying to find something that would be a good fit so I can continue to walk the path to be a better man for my partner and the people I hold closest to me. And I think I may have found it. Reflecting on my actions and behavior, I felt that it was best for me to disconnect from the franchise and characters I held so close. Sonic was always, and still is, one of the core pillars that made me who I am today, and in that time I had betrayed the values and morals that reflected the character that I had aligned myself with. This was a very hard decision to make, as it felt like I had to cut out a piece of my own soul. I felt lost for these past 4 months. Despite doing everything I can to be better, I still felt like something was missing. Throughout these past 4 months, my partner and multiple circles of very close friends have shown me an unwavering amount of support, not just in helping me reconnect with what I love, but to speak here today about my experiences with Jax. And to you guys, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart in helping me find myself again. Through their support, I was able to find my voice again. In the time that I cheated on my partner, I was severely depressed and on a path of self-destruction. I'm still reflecting within myself on what ultimately led me to behave the way I did. But before I explain this, I'd just like to preface, this is not a justification for my actions. There is no justification for what I've done. In my self-destructiveness, I felt that I was trapped in my airport job before leaving it in November of 2025 to do TSG full-time. Only then to be met with the same negative feelings I had felt there with TSG, only this time with a Sonic-themed Band-Aid on it. I'd lost control of my life. My apartment was a wreck. I hadn't been taking the best care of myself. I was smoking way too much. And eventually, I was just in this dark spot where I was just throwing things at the wall to see what would stick. I feel that during this point, I was at my lowest. And again, none of this justifies what I have done. My current job actually offers me some free therapy sessions as part of my benefits package, which I do plan to utilize so that I may have a better understanding of myself and make sure that I never fall this low again. I came to the decision to speak about all of this a few days ago, and I'd reached out to Lua after delving into the rabbit hole of all that has happened with this situation for these past 4 months. I discovered some things upon my return that had unnerved me. For starters, Jax had made a claim on a 3-hour live stream that I had run away with $7,000 from the channel. I will be the first to say, there was some money left over from taxes. However, the money that him and I were going to split, that was only applicable if we were to file taxes together as a business under our LLC, Fifth Ring Media, which, mind you, was formed on December 31st, 2025, the final day of the year. I had brought up the idea of an LLC to Jax multiple times throughout the year, to which Jax was very hesitant about. Unusual behavior for someone who wants to treat this entire channel as a hardcore business venture. But what do I know? Due to the late formation of the LLC, Jax and I were taxed personally for different avenues of TSG revenue. I handled the YouTube AdSense, and he had the coffee. Jax also hid the fact from me that we made $48,000 on coffee as of the beginning of January. Why he kept this from me is beyond me, especially when I was always so transparent about our YouTube earnings whenever he asked. On top of that, whenever I'd ask him for the coffee login, it was like pulling teeth. He would never give me the login, and I found that very strange, especially since I was to be the bookkeeper for our revenue. When I asked Jax how much was left in the coffee earnings, he said somewhere in the ballpark of around $700. Now, I understand we needed to fund our channel, thumbnail artists, editors, maybe some paid collabs, all fine. I was also aware of Jax's medical condition he was experiencing, to which I told him to do what you need to do to get better, out of the goodness of my heart, in a deep care for someone I thought as a friend. However, through all of that, $48,000 to $700 and change does not make sense to me. But I'm past the money. I could care less about it. But for Jax to turn around and say that I maliciously ran away with cash, even after me being gone for so long at the time, separate from TSG, was another tremendous blow to the gut. But the biggest blow was when I stumbled across Small Gotcha's video essay, recounting the events of how they were groomed by Jax in the Naruto community in 2020. I was aware that Jax had left the Naruto community for some reason, but I never knew the skeleton in his closet was this big. Watching this video, I was shocked and appalled by his actions and found the fact that this was hidden from me absolutely disgusting. Had I known about Jax's past, I would have never started TSG with him. I've also come to find out that Jax still has our old videos up and is still profiting off of them, which I no longer condone. I initially let him keep the video so that our community can look back on the beautiful thing that we were able to create. But now I want no association with TSG, and I want all videos, live streams, and shorts featuring myself on the channel removed. With the amount of revenue I'm sure those videos are still bringing in, I think it's safe to say that Jax will not willingly delete those videos. But if he has any shred of respect left for me, my feelings, and my wishes, I would very much appreciate if he would do so. I've already filed a privacy complaint with YouTube support to see if I can have these videos removed. In the delve of the rabbit hole of all that has happened in these past few months, I discovered additional documents from former TSG team members as well as fans, and I'm sorry that he put you all through what he did. I'm also very sorry if you felt like you were unable to come to me about any of this as well, as I was horribly complicit in his behavior. To all former TSG staff and fans, I'm sorry that I have let you all down. Not just because of my actions, but Jax's as well. I can't help but feel somewhat responsible for bringing this dangerous individual into a community filled with so much brightness, laughter, and love. I'm not asking for your forgiveness. I'll leave that up to you. But I hope in me speaking on all this today, you are able to see that I'm putting my best foot forward to change. I'd certainly love to be able to come back to content creation and laugh with you all again at some point, but for now, I have a lot of work to do. Thank you all so much for listening to me, and to those who have supported me in coming forward about all this. In one of my favorite books, The Divine Comedy by Dante, there is a quote that I've adopted as a mantra to my life. The path to paradise begins in hell, and for once, I think I'm close to seeing the light again. Thank you all very much, and have a way past cool night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
I got
days.
really
I
emotional.
know. I
Okay,
know that.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god, I teared up a bit because
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like, and me personally, it's like like despite what he claims, like my whole purpose in all this isn't like for monetary gain, for views and stuff. Which, although yeah, I am grateful for the fact that my channel does have 1,000. Um, I mean, it's like I didn't do this for the money. I mean, I did this for the very fact of wanting to give people their voice back, and that's the whole theme of all this stuff. Like I was able to give
Gamer
people.
Goku's in chat.
Hmm.
Gamer Goku.
Oh, Gamer
Oh,
Goku.
okay,
Wait,
baby.
where?
Why, hello,
I have
brother?
to scroll up a bit.
Scroll up.
What's
I
up, big
can't.
dog?
Wait. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Gamer Goku.
GG, good to see you, big bro.
Hey, it's good to see you. Love your content and stuff. Um. Oh, that's crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I know the stream went a 180, but like, I mean, we gotta have some laughter, this type of stuff. But like, yeah, the whole message in all this is like for people to have their own voice, because it's so saddening nowadays of how much oppression, how much censorship there is to the world, and of how many people out there are scared to like speak the truth when they get abused, when they get like manipulated by a bad person, when they're doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing, but they're scared to come out about it. And I believe that anyone deserves to have a chance to speak up, admit to their wrongdoings, and have a second chance at life, or a second chance to anything. Of course, there is certain exceptions, and I do not need to name them on live stream, otherwise I'll get banned. But like how I stated with my previous live streams, I mean, please don't go harassing anyone involved in this, including Jax, including like Team
Seriously.
Sonic Union, anyone in my past lives or in the future. It's just not a good thing to do. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because none of us here or my past live streams have ever like maliciously called Jax any names or wish harm or anything of the sorts to him. But yet again, people in Teen Sonic Union community have been as of right now threatening Gotcha, and like, yeah, we know it that
and
it's happening.
I'd like to talk about that.
Can I just add something in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'd just like to say,
Mm-hmm.
Jax, when you see this is not an invitation for you to reach out to me. I do not want you in my life anymore.
And that's respectful, because I mean, we all have our boundaries to anything. But I want Gotcha to speak about this because I mean, yeah, as of right now, they are.
First of all, real quick, I had a question for Anthony. Someone was trying to get a question to you. They were wondering if you were ever uncomfortable with like the Sonato fan service that you guys did like on your videos.
That
and
is
stuff.
a good question.
Oh no!
Actually.
As a matter of fact, I was the one who came up with the Sonato stuff, but it was Jax who took it in a more monetary direction. Okay, the reason why I introduced Sonato to the channel is because I knew the far depths of the Sonic community. While I myself was not very deep into the ships and stuff, I know that everyone has their favorites, and I wanted to include all aspects of the Sonic community because I wanted Team Sonic Gaming to be a place for everyone. And I understand that a lot of the ventures with the Sonato fan service and such became a lot more monetary, and I apologize for that. But the way I always saw the Sonato stuff, was I always saw it as like a Looney Tunes deal, you know? Like the old Looney Tunes cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd. Bugs Bunny dresses up in drag, gives Elmer Fudd a kiss on the lips. You know, he's grumpy, Shadow's grumpy, Sonic's... Because I took a lot of inspiration from Bugs Bunny for my Sonic. And I wanted to incorporate that kind of humor. And another thing, too, that whole stream where he was talking about wanting to quote-unquote fix Sonato, absolute bullshit. It's a gay ship. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah, right. Make Sonato great again. Like, what is he talking about, bro?
Mind y'all, he said some of that stuff during Pride Month of last year.
The point I wanted to bring up when you said make Sonato great again.
Wait, oh shit! Hold on a minute.
Yeah, hey Anthony.
Oh my god.
Remember some of the stuff that he was saying during Pride Month last year? I don't know if I can remember that correctly. Of how you want to say it? You remember?
I don't really remember because I've been trying to move past this shit for the past 4 months. But I can recall, now that you said make Sonato great again, I spoke to Jax about following Trump on the Team Sonic Gaming account. And he said the same thing. He was just hate following him. Now, I will say, on my personal account, I did follow Trump for a little bit, only because he was the president of the goddamn United States, whether anybody likes it or not, and I wanted to know if the world was going to blow up.
You know what? That's actually reasonable.
It's kind of valid, especially with everything that's been going.
Yeah, that's actually kind of valid.
If you want to be informed,
yes, I spoke to Jax. Yeah. I spoke to Jax about the whole following Trump thing, and I told him, dude, unfollow it. Do it on your personal. To which he told me, no, it was just hate following. Like,
okay, dude. Yo, trust. Yeah.
Like,
even though he kind of even though in the TSG server he kind of like paraded about the fact
mastermind, mind you.
No, he paraded the fact that if people can't get over the fact that they follow Trump, that they're pussies.
That does sound like something he would say. So, yeah. Sounds like his vibe.
Yeah. And I remember specifically, like, Jax would say...
Yeah, another thing. He called Anchorman unprofessional. I'm just going to tell you straight up, Anchor is one of the most professional dudes I have ever met. Okay? Anchor is great.
Yeah,
first stream I ever was, like, on with that guy, said something about my skin color. Like, yo, this guy's not professional, cannot be talking at all.
Oh, man. And, I will recall, like, the fact in some of the VCs how, Jax literally, especially during Prime Month, about how much money he was gonna get out of the Sonato community and such. Like, he did not give an actual shit about the ship. It really broke my heart. And it's like, I think it was, like, one of the first instances where I was like, yeah, I don't think this channel's for me, bro. Like, and and Anthony's here to prove this, where I think I was in talks with Anthony about how I was feeling on the channel and stuff. And even, like, I think after I, got kicked from the server, I told Anthony straight up that, yeah, bro, like, I can't support Jax. Like, everything that he's been doing, it just never set right with me. And
again, I'm really sorry for being complicit in all of it.
Nah, you're good. What honestly, what matters to me and everyone is like you coming forth about it now. That's something that Jax hasn't done to this date. And mind you guys, I have given him so many open door avenues to do this, you know? Ever since my first VOD, I straight up gave Jax the chance to just own up to his mistakes, to apologize, to, like, you know, not to drag Double down any further. He's been doing all he's been doing since then is deflecting, scapegoating, blaming others, including me. Even though it's like, at this point, this isn't about me anymore. This is about Gotcha. This is about to everyone that he has hurt. All the main thing that I did was help give people a voice. And he's been trying to go after me and saying, "Oh, Lua did this, Lua did that." Well, Jax, especially if you're watching this right now, I literally have explained this stuff on my first live stream. I literally explained the fact that yes, I've written things that I have still regret to this day. I have said things in that private, in that private server that I really wish I can take back, but I can't. Why? And that environment was created by you, and you have encouraged people like Anthony or DJ or Beepus or like anyone in the team to just be okay with that kind of stuff. And they feel guilty to this day because of it. You created that environment. The fuck? I didn't.
Thank you.
I was a part of it. But you made it. And it's like, you're gonna be doing everything but just owning up to your mistakes. And this is why I hold no ill sentiment towards anyone, especially to people that come up on my live stream or like people that have spoken out, because I would be a hypocrite to hate on someone for making a mistake. Why? Because I made mistakes too. I wasn't innocent in this. And yeah, before we continue on to the person that's to the guest that we have here today, I know that Gotcha wants to say something real quick.
Oh, depending on how long stuff is gonna take, I think you might want to do theirs first because I have a bunch to unpack about stuff.
Yeah. I mean, while you can sum that stuff up, yeah. They can go ahead first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, I mean, I don't really have a lot to add 100% other than maybe my own personal feelings and experiences with him as working with him. I don't want to give out where we were working. We were just working on YouTube with another creator. That's all I can really
I know you were very
want to
wary
say.
about him and I becoming friends.
I just have always had not a bad vibe when I first met him because I just didn't see it right away, but like as time would go on, we would work together more and more, and I just would not trust him. I think I just had a sense that he was off. The vibe wasn't there, you know what I mean? It just wasn't there. And so I was like, I don't know, something's wrong, something's off here, but I can't. It was my Dokes moment, dude. I couldn't, I can't prove it, but I know something's off. And anyway, basically him and Anthony Sonic started getting a little closer. And I hated it. I hated it from the very beginning, but I held my tongue because this is my best friend. He's my ride or die, Anthony is, and so I trusted.
Little brother.
I trusted in his judgment of him, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I'll just see where it goes." But in the back of my mind, I was like, "This is terrible. I don't like it. I think he just always felt like a manipulator. Anytime we would talk to my other friend, my other mutual friend, with Anthony, our friend." He would talk in a tone whenever he wanted to manipulate him. He would talk very quiet, like, "But listen, can you just listen? Hear me out, though."
Yep.
He'd get real close to his mic and just whisper into it. It was the most uncomfortable, just fucking weird, predatory feeling thing ever. It was just strange, very strange.
There'd be a certain way he'd say my name sometimes to let me know that I was mad at him. Anthony, Anthony. Fuck off.
Yeah, it was.
He would do that.
It was so off-putting. But I know I don't have a lot to say other than I will say a lot of things are lining up here. The way he go ahead, Lua. Go ahead.
This is a really, really good point. They're asking about what about the racist stuff?
The racist stuff? Yeah, I mean, I would agree that he would make racist jokes. I don't know if he's actually racist. I can't say that, but would he make racist jokes? Absolutely. Because we, whenever we made content, he would crack a joke here and there, and it's like when when you're not being a content creator, everybody does, they say shit, they just dick around and stuff. But whether he believed those things, I don't know. But did he do those things? I believe it 100%. And there's times I can even attest that he would say stuff like that. But back to so I'm sorry. Back to what I'm trying to get out of here. Basically, when I seen Gotcha's video and the whole thing back in the day when he, manipulation isn't grooming kind of a thing, his mentality anyway. When I saw the video and I kind of analyzed it and I thought, I saw the screenshot exchange like that, the DM exchange between them, how he would go, why aren't you talking to me anymore and stuff like that. I could hear his voice in my head just because that is the way that's the way he acts. When he tries to guilt trip you or, really get manipulative, he talks like that. So I was actively seeing it, but hearing his voice in my head while watching this video, and I was just like, God damn. I was like, that is him. Like, you don't even have to know that that's him. If you just know him, you know that's him. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to know that account belonged to him. You can just read that and hear his voice in your head. You know it's him. It's fucking wild. Anyway, before I fucking ramble, about the other stuff, like just the fact that there was another little snippet from Gotcha's video. I went back and read some of the docs. The documents. I don't want to say docs, that sounds bad. Documents. And one of the things was like, she had found out that he made an alt account in the TSG server, that alt account that he deleted?
It was his old main account. It was his old
Check this
the
out,
Veggies
right?
account.
Hear this, right? So he goes
that would make
on
sense
this
why the channel's gone on YouTube.
He goes on this account, and here's how I'm looking at this, right? She finds out it's him, but before that, I'm assuming before that, he leaves that message that said, fuck, I have it right here. Let me just read it. Let me read it. I just want to read it, because it'll help me better explain this. Here it is. I'm assuming before he deleted the account, he left this in the TSG server. He put, "Yikes. Should I leave the server? This is concerning me. Where is Sonic in all this?" Did he write that before you confronted him?
What's up?
I'm pretty sure this was
Or was
around
that
the
after?
time. I'm pretty sure this was around the time where the stuff with Anthony and them went down. I don't think that was during my drama.
No, I know, but like, the thing is, I guess the whole thing is that he tried to, what I'm trying to say is here, you can tell he tried to use Anthony's whole thing as a scapegoat to take light off of him, because he went on an alt to say this in TSG, "Yikes, should I leave the server? This is concerning me. Where is Sonic in all this?" Literally posing himself as a viewer.
What the fuck?
Literally, Anthony, you saw that part of my video, right?
Yes, I didn't get to show you before we got on here, but yes, I took a screenshot of it. I don't know if it was in your full video, I can't remember. It was after I went through the documents and saw it. But basically, he poses himself as a viewer of TSG in the server, in the Discord.
I think I crashed out when I found out about that.
The channel's name, bro, you guys don't understand, because when I found that, literally, I found it the last day that account existed. Literally, when the clock hit 12, when the clock hit 12 a.m., that account was deleted.
Yeah,
I found it the day before it died.
If this was his attempt to draw me out, you got your wish.
Here's the thing, though, right? So it's like it all lines up, right? I'm on my Dokes arc here. It all lines up.
Bro.
He goes, "Yikes, should I leave the server? This is concerning me. Where is Sonic?" and all this. He literally, with the intent to put the blame on him fully. I know you did wrong. We all know that. You're not saying you didn't, but he's trying to highlight you as much as possible so that no one will look at the bad deeds he's done. He knows it's all crumbling and he needs a way out, and you're the only way out. Let's focus on Anthony. Let's not focus on me. Yikes, should I leave the server? This is concerning me. Where is Sonic and all this? That is him posing as a fucking viewer, right? And asking a question about you. That's crazy. Like, that is full intent. It's just crazy. Full intent to sabotage. It's
Yeah.
wild. I've never seen such fucking cloak and dagger backstabbing behavior. It's fucking disgusting. That's all I had to say. That's all I want to say.
I know people who saw my live of me reacting to Gotcha's video that I crashed out so many times because that's exactly how Jax would act.
Dude, I can't. I want to. Ooh.
I know.
I'm sorry. Oh,
I know,
he's greasy.
And no, what's crazy, guys, is that I remember when me and Gotcha, when we were in, when I was helping Gotcha with like the first of their video, we literally saw in real time of him deleting the alt account. And...
yeah, silencing people. Yeah, silencing everybody in the comments everywhere.
Oh yeah, yes, that's another topic that I want to bring up before you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's so ironic how he says that, oh, Louis trying to silence me, even though, like, I'm not gonna name names because for the sake of the safety of my audience or whatever. I know that several of my members, just for the very fact that they share a server with me and theirs, he just straight up banned them. Like, they didn't even, like, do nothing either. All they did was just exist in there. And he kept banning people left and right, like, just for the association with me, just for the very fact if they have any sort of criticism of him, anything that he views to be negative of him, he silences, which, in fact, I mean, I think I talked to Anthony about this last night, how this all literally seems like Animal Farm. I know that's a crazy reference to make of this, but that's literally...
No, you're absolutely right.
That's literally what...
My ass got old majored. My ass got old majored.
Bro, that's crazy because of how he literally overtook everything, you know, from the very beginning. He started using Anthony as a scapegoat, keep blaming everything onto him, and when push came to shove, when he was being accused of being racist, when he was accused of being, like, a groomer, well, not, at the time, not a groomer, exactly, but, you know, some wild stuff, he didn't own up to his mistakes or anything. He literally just snowballed Anthony. He literally just told his dogs and everyone, hey, get rid of Anthony. Y'all can't trust him, guys. He's been a traitor since day one, guys. That's literally how this all, like...
Lo and behold, the wolf hides in the sheep's skin.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like, and like, the wildest thing of all this, it only got worse from there. And the only reason why I have been making more videos about this is because, A, more people have come forth to me about their stories, and B, Jax just has been doubling down on anything. Anchor! Alright, alright, I know that Gotcha has something to say, and Gotcha, we're gonna have to, like, sum it up. I know that's a lot.
And literally, I was typing up a bit to just basically have, like, a guideline of what I want to talk about. But you know what? It's... for what I don't have, I'll spitball. So we've... my bad.
No, you're good.
We've already seen the salesperson from TSU is like, oh, well, we already know that Lua and Gotcha have spies in the server. Da, 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 da. And for Lua's case, I'm not gonna speak on Lua, but for me, I'm not gonna deny anything. I do have a couple people in that server, and frankly, the stuff that I have seen from y'all's server and the stuff that you guys are saying is absolutely unacceptable.
You're threatening Gotcha, by the way, guys.
That's
crazy.
No, literally, especially considering the fact that you all are verified adults. This is genuinely just disgusting. Literally saying, oh, should we have a mafioso go after her? Like, bro, you guys are grown.
Horny.
Saying that about a minor. Saying that about a minor. Saying that, I'm doing, like, why is she even doing this? Like, she's lying and manipulating people. Oh, she's jealous of Jackson. Jealous of what? Literally, I didn't even know about her. I didn't even know about his Sonic account until I literally found it like a couple days before I found Lua's stuff. Literally,
Yeah.
I didn't even know he had this. Freaking say I'm doing it for money. I made zero. I made nothing off of any of the videos that I posted.
Same.
And you think with the way that I live, my friends can vouch for me. With the way I live, I need anything from any of y'all. My future YouTube journey, I'm not even gonna do it for money. I'm doing it for just because I want to, just because I can, just because people say that they like to see the way that I edit. It's almost like motivation makes people want to do stuff. Like people saying, "Oh, I really like your editing style." Sure, I guess I'll edit more. Literally saying that, "Oh, she's literally doing this for clout." Literally continuing to talk about Jackson and then saying, "Well, now that I'm done, you guys can. I'm gonna do my own YouTube." The point of my video was to say, "Hey, for the people that subscribe to me, the people that are still looking at me for conversations or what I have to say about Jackson, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm literally not doing it anymore. If you want to stay and see the other stuff that I have to do, you guys are welcome to do so. That is not me saying, oh, well, now that I'm done with all this, now I wanna have you guys here for my own journey. Like you guys act like I'm some sort of puppet master bringing people in and I have mind control to control people of what they do. Like I don't. Literally, you guys are just you anything to defend a predator. And literally saying that Lua's doing this for clout, saying that her talking about drama and stuff is what got her to 1K subs, and we're trying to just do stuff to ruin a man's life for attention. Literally, oh my gosh, like these
It's
people
because
are
people are
insufferable.
stuck. People are stuck on the media side of things. People are stuck on the fact that it's about content, and they're not looking at a person. They're looking at a creator, and they're like, "Well, you're just doing it for clout." It's not that, dude. It's called spreading awareness. This is a
Right.
real serious issue. We
Right.
have a guy who
Yeah.
has a sizable platform compared to most people, and kids are looking up to this guy.
One
You
he
can't
usurped,
have
mind
that.
you.
That's dangerous.
Mhm.
That is
Like
dangerous to have.
literally saying that, we're protecting the document, and like what Gotcha said, like who cares if minors see the document, shows how much it actually cares about children. Literally, you said freaking, what if we had NSFW stuff in the document? Shows how
Fucking
much it cares.
wild.
And then after that, the direct message after that, she says, well, obviously we don't. But then what was the point of bringing it up?
Yeah, what's the point of bringing that?
You want
And mind you guys,
any excuse to hide this document, saying, "Oh, they're so concerned about a document, obsessed about a document obsessed about a document they can't access." You, as a grown adult, wrote a 120-page document about a 17-year-old at y'all's grown ass ages, and won't see the said minor in that document see it. If anyone is obsessed, it's y'all. Who has the time to write a 120-page document?
That
You
is
weren't
wild.
even in this
that is
situation to begin with.
crazy.
You are
Pure
literally
obsession.
keep writing a bare minimum problematic person and defending him like you are getting paid. The lengths you all will go to defend a man with a subpar shadow impression at best.
Yeah, oh yeah.
insane. And you should all be ashamed of yourself. As grown adults, you should all be the type of person a person like me could go to for protection. So the fact that you guys are literally belittling me in that server
Yeah,
and making fun
and
of
we're
me,
seeing
talking
we
about
have
my
the
situation and thinking that I have ulterior motives from this, you should be a real damn shame of yourselves. You guys are disgusting, frankly. You guys are genuinely disgusting.
Damn.
yeah,
That was
bro.
powerful. God damn. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Getting
and
swept
we
up
have
in
the
all this.
screenshots too. And for the respect of the people, like I personally don't want to like show people's like ads or anything. And unlike them, I have decency to not want to like expose people who should not be involved in this situation. And quite frankly, especially for those from Team Sonic Union who are watching this, you guys were not mentioned in any of my past VODs. So the very fact that you guys decided to insert yourselves into all this is so beyond me. Like you guys
It's
could have avoided
embarrassing.
all of
Literally,
this.
nobody knew y'all. Nobody knew y'all. You
Thought
are
they were
not
doing
getting
something. That's so
paid.
crazy.
You are not getting paid for defending this man. Literally, this guy is like, I don't understand how this guy has so many people wrapped around his finger and has it so we are the bad people in this situation.
How
Like this is
could-
genuinely like literally you guys are like, oh, that oh, like now they're trying to attack us from doing our job. You're not good at it. Literally, you collaborate with this man. So the fact that you think that we're even going to entertain for a second that you have a unbiased opinion about a person that you're actively working with, that's stupid. Nobody's believing that, bro.
And not to
And
mention,
also,
and
the
not
fact that
to,
someone's saying, and the fact that someone's saying the fact that they're letting minors talk about that like someone else, you let somebody say, let me get a mafioso on her, a grown ass adult say, let me get a mafioso on her in your server. You never deleted that. It was there long enough for me to see it. That was, and I know who that person is too because they followed me on TikTok and they friended my Discord account. So it's clear, it is clear that they had bad intentions and they came after me. They literally came after me. So literally, you are so upset that, oh, we're saying bad stuff about your freaking shadow person when you are literally opening, like, I'm not going to say enticing, but you are opening up a door and making people feel empowered so much so that they would threaten me and genuinely try to find my socials to come after me. You all are disgusting and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Karma is going to hit you all hard. And when it does, don't act like you don't deserve this. Remember it because you all are horrible human beings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. Bye.